Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the New Orleans Saints and the Philadelphia Eagles. Here's the kicker, Jake Elliott, ready to get this one started. And off we go from Lincoln Financial Field.
And from the end zone, Deontay Hardy will bring it out.
And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20.
And not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now Carr. Catch is made by Hunter Renfrow.
Finding space at the 40. Down the left sideline. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. Well, like so many wide receivers, he is a threat with the ball in his hands, and he's able to do his damage here after the catch.
And this is something this defense is going to have to account for as this game goes on. He's a space player. They want to get him out in the open field and let him make his move. So if you're going to stick with him, you've got to make sure you plaster him, as they like to say on the defensive side of the ball. Otherwise, he'll burn you as he just did there.
Throwing on first down is Carr. Open man, that's Renfrow. Yeah, they're into the end zone, but it's not verified yet. Hold on, there is a flag down. So retract the yardage and retract the touchdown.
And retract the chunk play. Big strike there to get the touchdown. Now they've got to take it back and see if they've got another one still in their arsenal.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Working from the gun, it's Carr.
Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
It's Desmond Trufant. And the Eagles are going to get the football in. It's the 1st and INT on the game's opening drive. But it's no secret he's had trouble this year with interceptions, and this is a bad start for him. First drive, throwing another pick.
No matter who's broadcasting his game, that's how the conversation begins. Throwing too many interceptions. Can he take care of the football? If I were his backup, I'd be edging towards the coaches and saying, hey, how about giving me an opportunity?
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
Second down, back to Sanders.
And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that. Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but yeah, from the spot, actually no gain. So 3rd and long. And for the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field.
Here's Hurts to throw.
And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
Here's Aaron Sipos out now to punt on 4th down. Deontay Hardy deep for New Orleans.
And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And that will hit and continue on out of bounds. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. Well, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
On first down, Carr.
There's Chris Olave.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll bring up a 2nd and short.
What I love about watching the passing game nowadays is that the one-dimensional receiver is really starting to leave the game. You've got to be able to do it all. Of course, you've got to run fast. Of course, you've got to catch the ball. But route running savvy and toughness, there's a premium for all of that now.
Carr's throw caught by his receiver, Hill.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. On 1st and 10, here's Carr. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. He's got room at the 30, and they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line.
Well, that's something that this defense is not going to be able to allow if they're going to have success here. They've got to be able to wrap up and get guys on the ground. They end up letting him get away, and it turns into a big play here early on. I can just see veteran observers of the game shaking their heads and talking about the dearth of tackling in the game today.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Into the red zone, it's Carr.
That is caught by Olave. Touchdown, New Orleans.
A great play there. Touchdown number 22 on the season.
And the Saints are on the board first here this afternoon.
Lutz good on the extra point. And that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. At the line, this Philly offense set to go as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM, it always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you. If you're in the offensive huddle, you're smiling after that play because you've certainly got them guessing now. 2nd and short, could they just hand it off for another big gain? Or did they take advantage of this spot to take a big shot downfield?
Second down, back to Sanders.
And he's got some space here. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. A big run there, 29 yards and a first.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
18, Buffalo 18.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17.
Hurts.
Got a man open. It's Darren Waller. And he goes down, but not before getting us inside the 25. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
They'll throw on 1st down with Hurts.
Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Marshawn Lattimore.
And the Saints will take over here at their own 14-yard line.
But unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right, it felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
And they'll be stopped at the 28 on a play that started at the 14. They pick up 14.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
And he'll get this to the 32. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now Carr. Over the middle, complete. It's Hill. And not much happening there. He's taken down, but a late penalty flag in the backfield. Now, this looks like a roughing call. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. To throw his Carr. Complete to Olave on the out route. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary. Figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Carr now to throw. Caught outright by Renfro. And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
So how do you beat man coverage? First of all, you want to be a superior receiver, but you know something, that guy who's covering you, he's usually pretty good too. So the corner route is usually a great spot to get it done.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. That is caught by Olave. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Saints go up by 2 touchdowns. Lutz with the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. Now a hit and a loose football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly a disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy, because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
2nd down at 7. Throwing is Hurts. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. No stopping Peyton Turner on that sack. He would not be denied. Well, you're already up a couple of scores here in the first half defensively, and Charles, they just seem to be playing really free on that side of the football.
I love the observation, because with that type of a lead, they feel like they can take a few more chances and be even more aggressive, and it's been paying off.
He's got a man, complete. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. But sometimes you just got to marvel at how these guys can throw the football. He gave that everything he had, and it was right on the money. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And not able to break away this time, as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Hurts sets up to throw it. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
Coaches talk about it all the time. Players talk about it as well. Excellent job staying disciplined in coverage and making that stop. Inside the red zone, every stop like that could be preventing a possible touchdown.
60 Maverick.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Looking for Watkins, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Paulson and Debo. And the Saints are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line.
And when a team advances as far as they did, got over the 50-yard line, don't you think that drive deserved a better ending? I think he needs to get with his coaches on the sidelines, make some immediate adjustments, and that's what you do. You don't wait. You do it from series to series, because drives like that end with a turnover, that's multiple times they picked him off already in this opening half.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, that could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But it's the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Let's not quibble about the game there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them much better opportunity to convert on third down.
Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And I don't think Kamara got there. Looks like they stopped him short. Carr to throw for it on 4th down. Got an open man. It's Olave. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down.
We always talk about big-time players make big-time plays in big-time moments. I think that 4th down qualified. That was a heck of a throw.
From midfield, here's Carr. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45.
Boy, that was certainly well-read defensively. And the key to any screenplay is space to work. And there was none to be found there. And they tackle it for just a short gain.
What now?
Now a play fake. Carr. Back to Kamara for another catch. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. Second quarter action, 1:56 remaining. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Carr to throw again. And this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. 23 yards on the play.
That is one heck of a catch right there. Got his eye on it the whole way and able to make the grab one-handed. Very nicely done, and for a nice chunk of yardage, too.
He'll get this one underneath to Kamara. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball across the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal. Kamara trying again. And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. The second down play not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
And they'll go jet sweep to try to pick it up. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
They'll go for it. It's Carr. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They can't hook up on 4th and goal from the 4, and this Eagle defense stands tall down near the goal line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
And he'll go out of bounds after getting this across the 15. So not a lineman, but the tight end instead this time, drawing the holding call.
And more what you're getting with tight ends are guys who are much more receiver than blocker. They may be willing, but that might not be their thing. Oftentimes, they'll be the ones getting the penalties.
Hurts a handoff to Sanders. And he's not going to go anywhere as they get him down behind the line of scrimmage. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half.
Hot 70. Broncos. Check smash. Panther 11. Trap 50.
Back to throw now in his own end zone. And Waller taking it in over the middle. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Much more room to operate under after the big play. Here's 1st and 10. Smith, the man in motion left.
19 tight.
On 1st down, Hurts.
Going deep here for Watkins. And this one is incomplete.
They gave it a shot with a deep pass, but it wasn't going to work there. And now there's less time for them to try and get 3 before the half. Let's see what they dial up on this next snap.
Waste of time. What is it? Really? Are you kidding me?
Ready?
And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. They'll throw now on the final play. He's going to look deep for Watkins.
And Hurts is intercepted, his 3rd of the game. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half.
So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando. That's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
On the
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go.
This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
Second down, back to Sanders. And this is going to be an Eagles first down as the tackle made it about the 43-yard line.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
They'll go again with Sanders. And some room to maneuver. And he is out of bounds inside the 35.
73 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Sometimes those lines that are drawn on a grease board or in a playbook, they come to life out on the field, don't they? And we just saw that on that outside handoff to the right.
That right tackle, he gets excited for that call, doesn't he?
He does, because he just wants to dominate his guy and say, listen, I was the point of attack. I took care of business. That's why you're able to get downfield and add all those yards to your total.
Yeah, really nice gain there. Up the middle they go with Sanders. And some room to work. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Miles Sanders hitting double digits with his 10th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Eagles are back within a score. Elliott good on the extra point, and that'll make our score 14-7. After the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
And maybe some renewed pressure on this unit following the touchdown a moment ago. It's back to a one-score game.
And because of that pressure, because it's...
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted.
It's Desmond Trufant.
And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football.
Between his ears right now. It's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
From the 28, it's 2nd and 5.
Running right, here's Sanders. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Inside 4 minutes to go, third quarter. Right back to Sanders on first down. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Now Brown, he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Saints. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line.
I know one thing, the team that had the ball and was driving, they're going to feel horrible. But the team that was on defense, I think we got to give them a little bit of credit, able to hang in there and force a key turnover.
In the red zone, though, had a chance to tie it and an opportunity missed.
Nifty move. They'll get this to the 24, and it's second down. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Throwing now is Carr. And his throw here's incomplete.
That's a surprising place there. That is a rare incompletion for him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Carr. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That 3rd down conversion good for 23.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the 3rd downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the 3rd quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
42 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Carr completes it. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this one. He's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the 1st.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. Touchdown! 3rd touchdown pass now for Derek Carr as his guys are able to extend their lead. Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Last time out, remember, they fumbled the football. That led to the touchdown. And, Charles, they were in the red zone, so that's a backbreaker. They got to try to pick up the pieces here on this drive.
Yeah, and I actually started to do the math here, so be patient with me. 12-point swing is the way I calculated because not only did they drop the ball in the red zone, they watched the opponent score a touchdown right after that. So their goal, have a drive here and try and get some of those points back.
2nd down, back to Sanders. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
18, pioneer. Buffalo 18. Ready.
Here's Hurts to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
They'll try and throw for it with Hurts. It's caught on the right side at Smith. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Well, that frustration, Charles, it's been building on the defensive side of the ball. And unfortunately there, it turns into a roughing the passer penalty.
Yeah, and they should be frustrated because he's picked them apart the entire game, but it's got to come out in a different way. You can't hit him illegally. Stop him downfield the way you're supposed to.
Here's a run on first down that doesn't accomplish anything. In fact, he's going to be tackled behind the line for a loss of 1. So both teams trade touchdowns, and the third as we're through 3 quarters of play. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Second and 11. In motion comes the tight end left.
Come back team! Come back team! On the ball, on the ball!
On second and 11 now. Hurts. His throw incomplete.
Well, you know me, whether you need it or not, I'm going to give a little unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket, only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try to get those yards a safer way.
He'll take a shot for the end zone. And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. Quez Watkins, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Eagles have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Elliott good with a PAT. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. I'm sure that's going to be the formula. Just keep the ball on the ground. Keep that clock moving.
And when you have the lead this late in the game, above all, stay in bounds. Yes, take care of the football. Yes, gain yardage, but stay in bounds and let that clock tick.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and give the football right back because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trip to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you've got a battle on your hands.
Back to Renfro again, complete. The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd.
And that certainly appears to be a critical conversion right there because not only do they keep the drive going, they take valuable time off the clock as well. They have to feel really good about that last completion.
Oh, look at the juke. And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Again, it's Kamara. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
After what they've faced during this game, where they've given up a ton of yards downfield, that has been measured revenge right there for the secondary. They've been shredded throughout the game and finally forced an incompletion.
This offense so far on 3rd down, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. He's got a man open. It's Hunter Renfro. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. It's a gain of 13 for number 13, and it gives him a 1st down. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Back to the ground. It's Kamara. 64 yards rushing for him now to this point.
The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
Second down, and it's Kamara again.
And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Up to make the play defensively, Tre'Davious White. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Now they'll throw with Carr. This is caught. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm going to keep firing.
And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. So obviously they will decline the penalty there, and the result is 6 points. Lutz good on the extra point, and the lead now up to 14.
Eagles 14. Will Lutz to kick off for the run.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10
at their own 17-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Going deep here for Watkins. They've got his man complete.
And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. Quite a show of arm strength right there. That was in the air for a long time, and it was on target, too.
And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. He's got it, and they're back within a touchdown at 28-21. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Trying to run down some clock with Kamara. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
I think as a running back in this spot, you have to understand there's not going to be a whole lot of room to run. And in this case, ball protection takes precedent over trying to make something happen.
Got to figure the rush is going to be fierce again as they come up 2nd and 13. Now Carr.
Out route to Hill, complete.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A gain there of 21 yards.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, Just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Carr going to look to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. This a very important drive, and that incompletion leads to a very important third down here if they're going to try and get the football back.
Yeah, getting it back, absolutely crucial to their chances to try and win this game. I would expect a lot of pressure here. They can't afford to let them continue to get first downs and eat away at the clock.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. To throw is Carr. And that will be incomplete. That one doesn't find its target. He was over 50% a week ago, and now he's up over 70%.
But you know it's standard for quarterbacks and receivers get together for a little extra time each and every day in practice. I get the sense they got together for a lot of extra time this week to try and improve that passing percentage, and it's worked out quite well.
Carr going to go on fourth down. He is going to find Hill here. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That one a backbreaker as they wind up converting there on fourth. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. A man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Kamara again. And some space here. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20.
93 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Staying on the ground on first with Kamara. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. The Eagles will take their third and final timeout as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They run it again with Kamara. And despite the fancy footwork we saw, they'll get to him just inside the 15. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Carr to throw. And he's across for the late touchdown. And in the final seconds, that one should just about put a capper on this game. So a little icing on the cake there before the clock hits all zeros.
What a way to finish things off. Exactly what you want. Not much time and a touchdown to put things away.
Lutz with the extra point. And the lead now up to 14. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game.
A higher scoring game, Charles, than we typically see in the National Football League, but fun to watch these.
It's more than a game. Don't play with my name. You come with your goons, I'm bringing my game. All of that talking just sound like a show. I'm just letting you know that I'm not entertained. You hear the crowd, they screaming my name. I got the stadium going insane. Done with the talking, it ain't no discussion. You started, I finished. Put me in the game. Put me in the game.